What is the worst MrBeast video? Undeniably, it's any of these stuttery Minecraft ones, but that's way too easy of an answer. As you guys know, here on Sexy Things, I talk about whatever comes to mind. And what came to mind today was one simple question. What modern day MrBeast video do most people perceive to be his worst? I wanted to give my thoughts and talk about some specific videos that I feel could hold that title. I've picked out 5 from the videography here that I felt really missed the mark it could have reached. I rewatched all these videos to ensure that I still held the same feeling now versus then, and I still do. Now I should say before comments say things like, "You're only jealous, that's why you're saying they're bad." I'm not saying they're bad videos. This group of videos I just feel happens to be inferior compared to his other ones. His inferior videos are still 100 times better than anything we're making today. Here's some guidelines for what videos could be counted. Anything before COVID does not count. I'm talking about the last 3-ish years. The video also has to be on the main MrBeast channel, so no MrBeast Gaming, no Beast Reacts videos, and as much as I contemplated putting this one on the list, I really wanted to. I buried $100,000 go find it doesn't qualify either. Real shame. They also have to be regular videos, not edited live streams, so as stinky as they are, the creator games get a pass today. Also do note that this is personal opinion. Maybe you love the videos I'm gonna mention here. That's very cool. Last I checked, I don't think me not liking something as much means you can't like it anymore. You guys understand that, I hope. Alright, here's the list, and not in any particular order. Number 1, if you click this video, I'll give my friend 0.001 cents. Now, the gimmick of this video is a pretty nice concept. Until the end of time, for every view the video gets, said person earns 0.001 cents, meaning every 1,000 views is $1, and every million views is $1,000. And apart from the gimmick, there's really nothing else of note in this video. The challenges for the boys are in red circles, 2 in each one in different rooms, and the last person to step out becomes said friend that gets the lifetime payment. The red circle's a concept that was done multiple times before, way better in my opinion, and the smaller scale really takes away a lot that could make it good. I should also mention this was near the very beginning of COVID, so I realized they couldn't do these big extravagant things at the time, but they were clearly capable of finding ways around it, as is shown with other videos released around the same time. The whole video is just the guys saying the gimmick over and over again. It's an extremely boring video. Nothing really happens. I mean, they try to make things happen, but to me it unfortunately crosses over from feeling genuine to feeling cringy and forced. Ironically enough, one of the very few MrBeast main videos I would not watch again is literally the one where watching it multiple times is the main point. Compared to other modern MrBeast videos, it commits the worst offense of being neither good enough nor bad enough to remember it. Number 2, YouTube Rewind 2020, thank God it's over. If this is what future YouTube Rewinds are gonna be, count me out. MrBeast hasn't made another one of these since the 2021, and I am relieved at that. Okay, so I already know out of all of my opinions, this is going to be the one that potentially riles people up the most. But I've just never liked these creator-made rewinds. I didn't like either of the PewDiePie ones, and I don't like this one. There's nothing that makes it spark. It doesn't have that big oomph to it. Did it give people what they asked for? Did it include people and things that the big YouTube demographic saw that year? It sure did. And they were clearly happy with it based on the comments. But it came at the cost of a polished and memorable production. I think it's a bunch of frosting minus the sustenance. The video literally starts with Jimmy ragging on the 2018 Rewind, but it's clearly more of an influence than I think he realized. As much as people rag on the official YouTube Rewinds, they always went above and beyond. Sometimes they were great, and sometimes they weren't great. But with the exception of 2019, they had a lot of stellar elements to them. And even if it wasn't overall excellent, people still remember them and talk about them years down the road. Things like, obviously, the production and the design, but even the music. I don't hear a lot of people talk about the music in these rewinds.
And I know she'll be the death of me, and these will both be enough. And she'll always get the
The music in all of them, yes, even the 2018 one, was always top-notch. The music for this one? It's royalty-free generic pop beats. And look, that's probably not their fault. They were likely forced to use that music in order to avoid any legal trouble, but dang, it's really noticeable when you compare the two. Again, I'm trying to take into consideration that this was only a year after COVID and people were still kinda separating, but I feel like we could have gotten better than this. Try to give people what they say they want, yes, but you do that too much and you end up with a giant pile of frosting. Number 3, I bought a private island. This is the one where Jimmy shows the island he bought with the winnings from the $1 million in lottery winnings that he gives away in the next video. This video is part 2 of a 3-part series, and it's very noticeable in that regard. I think this video is an inferior one for some different reasons. Out of all of MrBeast's main videography, it's probably the least standalone-ish. A new viewer sees the channel for the first time, and this is the first video they watch, they're not gonna understand anything. The 500,000 big red circle and the 500,000 hide and seek was also one of these series, but Jimmy did a much better job explaining context in part 2. They need the context, and this video doesn't really do a good job of giving that. Without it, it feels like it's just a straight clone of another spending 24 hours on an island in the middle of the ocean, and that's already been done. The video feels like its sole purpose is to set up stuff in the future. It's the quantum mania of the MrBeast videography. There's also just specific things that happen in the video that rub me the wrong way.
Now I know some of you might not believe that I bought this private island, which is why I brought this document which proves I bought the island. No joke, I own this.
Ooh, what a knockout. You got him there, Jimmy. You know, some might say that looks more like my junior year English paper, but Jimmy, you shook that paper around, sat there with that very nice rich looking man, and said it proved you bought it. So, no question, you got me. Also, I know Jimmy says he never fakes videos, but I don't buy for a second that these pigs were naturally here. I just don't. They would not be that friendly upon a person approaching them if they were truly wild. I mean, the video's alright, it's just not really good as its own video, and it needs others to support its existence. Number 4, get this random person 1 million subscribers. It's the keep your hand on said item for a prize concept again. This time it's a bunch of smaller YouTubers keeping their hand on a diamond play button, and the winner gets to shout out their channel. Out of all the last 2 videos by MrBeast, this has to be either his weakest one or his second weakest one, depending on my feelings about the other one. I'll admit this one has a tiny bit more going on, but it ain't much. Half of them didn't even get out by letting go. I think the concept of this one is on the weaker side. I think the main issue I have with this video is it lacks the same excitement and suspense that the other last 2 videos usually have, since it doesn't involve a big grand prize. You know, the reward of a channel shoutout is notably less thrilling than the reward of $1 million or a Lambo, or something along those lines, I don't know. It wasn't there for me, and apparently it wasn't for a lot of people either, as it's now his 3rd least viewed video uploaded within the past 2.5 years. Pretty forgettable. The guy who won is actually doing rather well at the moment, but honestly, with what he's making, he would have even without winning this one. Also, Jimmy spoils the winner in the description right at the top. So I mean, okay. Number 5, I didn't eat food for 30 days. It's definitely one of the cheaper modern day videos on the channel, and the title is pretty self-explanatory. The video follows Jimmy as he attempts to not eat a single thing of food for an entire month. Now, this might surprise you guys, but out of the 5 videos I've talked about today, this may be the one I think is the least inferior. It reminds me of those older videos from yonder years. You know, like the underwater one and the slime one. I was always curious to see what a video like that would be in the current year. Now, in said video, we see videos in progress that are already up, and we get sneak peeks of future videos. It's essentially a 2 weeks in the life of Jimmy video, just with him not eating food. And sometimes that's really refreshing. But Sykesy, you just said you wanted it. Why is it in this list? It feels more like a vlog than it does a challenge. It doesn't really feel like a video that should be on this channel. It feels very out of place. I will say though, there is one element that actually does rub me the wrong way here, and that's the title. The video ends with Jimmy giving up his fast after almost 2 weeks, which is still an impressively long time even with professional supervision, but the title states he lasts for 30 days. Now, there's exaggerating your title, and then there's outright lying. With the underwater video, he also ended up not succeeding, sorry for spoiling that by the way, but the title doesn't specifically say whether he did it or not, just that it was a challenge. With this though, come on, man. Is 30 days really better in the title than 14 days? I don't know. I know it probably doesn't matter to a lot of people, but it does to me. Well, what do you guys think? Do you agree with my takes on said videos? Is there one you feel I may have missed? Or do you think I shouldn't have included what I did? Why or why not? Let me know below in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, have a great afternoon, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.